Okay guys, welcome back. We are back in the game now. We had a fun little episode on the Constitution. Today, I think I'm going to wait on industry for one more episode. We're actually going to focus on media and education because along with the Constitution, there are other ways you can influence your factions. And newspaper is a big one. Propaganda, we can unlock... We've got to research... Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. We got research here. We can unlock the work modes for newspaper. We could possibly go ahead and do that. We're going to wait on it. And we can set any of these options here. It does decrease liberty by 10, but I'm showing you guys this because if you want to make your Tropicans all shift their views toward communism, toward capitalism, militarist, religious, and then later on in the stages, environmentalist, whatever you want to do it here. Do it with the newspaper and build it around your town. Around your housing. Every house in the vicinity of this circle is going to hear the propaganda. So they're going to hear the Red Star propaganda promoting the communist faction. So it's just fun, man. Like if you play Sandbox, go for full-on capitalism. Go for try to get as many rich people as you can on the island, and broke people can just fend for themselves. I mean, it's whatever, man. Like, or just do communism. Go communism. Make it where we can do this free wills edict. This is a great one. I mean, just read through the edicts. We'll go on a whole other episode on these, but it's fun. Like, I'm going to do an episode, or a new series coming up, maybe after I finish this one. We'll see how it goes. But today's episode is focusing on these options here, and we're actually going to go ahead and build a high school, because I want to go ahead and get education at least established. The reason why is because we can go here to our raids and we can rescue educated, but I'm just going to keep it on the treasure hunt. I think we already got one $10,000 find, at least maybe two. That's just free money. That's free money. And we can also we're going to start our heist here soon. We got to wait for these points to build up. But anyway, let me focus. Let's build a radio station. We have power now from our power plant. You see, we got, well, we don't have any workers at the moment, but we will get power once this thing is built and running. We're going to get into more propaganda, basically. So radio station, we read this here, and it affects workers at their workplace. So we need to find another centralized location. And you can see the circle's a little bigger here. So, and we can have multiple radio stations. It really doesn't exactly matter where we build this. And I'm thinking, oh, that cuts off the power plant. I really would love to build it right there. I'm just trying to figure out the best place to put this. I think I'm actually going to build it right here. I know it cuts... Oh, no, that cuts off the plantation. Let's build it right next to the newspaper. Just right in front. Boom. Right there. We got a radio station about to go. And I'm going to shift gears real quick. You know what? Let's do it now, because I actually have an idea where I did the little scouting here. I did a little scouting. We're going to put the high school over here on this island. It's going to be our education government island on this side of the map. So let's throw it down. The high school actually fits very well right in this block. And we are going to build a college. We are going to build a college, just not yet. Not yet, because we don't need the college workers quite yet. You can see there's a lot of stuff. Like, we're going to get into entertainment. And look at this luxury entertainment, man. Like 6, 8. I can't do the math. 14, 18 workers. 18 high school workers if we build all 3 of these buildings for luxury entertainment. Standard entertainment, not so much, but like we're gonna get into I mean, there's just a lot of industry here. If we build some shipyards, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to start needing high school educated workers for. So public services. Now when we get to, let me just touch on this one. What I was saying is a college we don't need yet, but we're gonna have to do this before we go to Cold War, because one of the first two things we're building is a cathedral and a hospital. And as well as a spy academy, the new raid building. So we're going to have to focus on the college here soon, but I just want to go ahead and get this built, guys. I will come right back and talk about this a little more. Yeah, I figured I'd just go ahead and start recording. I don't know how long this episode will be, but one reason I wanted to build a high school is we've got some vacant jobs here. That power plant, we need some people. We need some people filling these high school jobs. So we're already starting to see a vacancy and high school jobs. So that's one reason why I wanted to go ahead and get this in here. And you can see we got our construction officers taking off from the Fisherman's Wharf. One thing I'm going to do, guys, is actually let's build a landing. Let's build a landing right here. Just kind of centralized. Put it right here next to the road. And we can quick build this, only $150. So all of the workers and students, all they gotta do is just come here to the dock, travel over here, walk right to the high school. It's not too long of a commute. I'm not gonna build housing over here yet. When we build the college, guys, when we build the college, something I like to do is actually make it look like a college. Like, we're gonna build some apartments around, basically like campus living. I just think it looks really cool, and I got a pretty nice design I will throw in, and we'll do that on the residential episode, I believe, is the plan. So, but we do need some more stuff over here. We'll probably put some entertainment over here as well. So there'll be some fun stuff coming in. We got a shipment. So I just wanted to record this. And yeah, we'll wait till this gets built and we'll talk about it. Okay, guys, we got the radio station done. High school over here in the background is being built. Should be done in a few seconds. So let's quickly pause the game real quick. Let's focus on this radio station. So I mean, these are good for Liberty. I mean, on the default work mode, you get a bonus in Liberty. You know, it's just providing news, whatever. It's good. But we don't care about that, man. The reason why we don't care is, I mean, we're early on in the game. Look at Liberty Happiness. It's at 55. It's at 55. Like, the newspaper, by default, still gives you... This is one thing you need to look at, actually. When people... I think people sometimes, they look at this... And we said, oh, it decreases Liberty by 5, and this by 10. But look at the actual happiness. Look at the Liberty emitters. Newspaper, it's still plus 10. So your fort, your commando garrison, palace, guard towers, all those are not good. Which is probably something I should have thought of here. I probably should have made the embassies a little farther away, but I think it's fine. Anyway, the newspaper still gives you a bonus of plus 10 on this work mode. Now, if we go here, you notice it decreases by 5, decreases by 10. So even with that work mode, you're still getting plus 5 in Liberty bonus. Radio station on default work mode is plus 20. But Liberty Happiness is fine. It's actually second highest on our list right now because we just don't have much we can do with happiness yet. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to set this onto channel... no, not channel 1. This actually decreases a lot because you're... slightly manipulating the approval of your citizens. So, I mean, if you need to do that, sure. But it's best to only do this work mode, which is not even available in the colonial era. It's trying to shift people to revolutionaries, which we went over. A radio station, we're going to set this on the public service advertisements. So we're just going to run ads all day, pretty much. And someone's calling me right now. What is going on? I don't know why someone's calling me. I cannot talk right now. Anyway, it's more important. Public service advertisements. I think it's a spam call. We're going to set this and we gain more money and it only decreases by 5. So if we go back to happiness levels, Liberty emitters, radio station plus 15. So I mean, we could spam radio stations for Liberty bonus while also utilizing the work mode to either earn money or shift political views. And look at this. $8,000. We're only in the year 1911 and it's made $8,000. And still, we're doing fine. $189 a month. That's just easy money right there. And the radio station will get not as much as that starting out, but it'll just keep... the more you build around it, the better it's going to get. So I wanted to focus on this, and then we're going to touch up on the high school next. All right, real quick. I figured it's almost done, but I wanted to also mention that one of our demands from Mr. Marco over here is we're going to solve the problem of capitalism again. By building a high school. So that's another reason why I went ahead and did this. We do have a convincing talk now. We do have a convincing talk. We've got money from the broker. And I don't really care about... I don't need the standings. I don't need the image campaign. We could do this and, like... I mean, it's basically just boosting your support. You know, it is what it says. It's an image campaign. It boosts your support from all factions, regardless. And personal experience. So we're just going to unlock some slots here. I was going to go ahead and do that. And just do that on camera. But, yeah, so we're going to get this bonus. The plus 5 communist standing. We're going to take that. We don't need the money. But what I could do is we could go ahead and use one of these convincing talks for Miss Francesca. Sister Francesca.
I knew I could count on you.
Whatever. We'll take the standing. And I don't know if I've touched on this, so I probably should have looked at that before. Religious, they like us now. They're at 64. Communists are already at 61 because of the Constitution option we set in the last episode.
For our comrades. We even had cake to
Of course
celebrate.
you do. Of course you have cake. We'll take the standing. Let's look at it. It's up to 71 now. It's up to 71. And we can look at this, and if you look, we've got modifiers here. They like the Stonehenge. They like the radio station. Here's the demand, plus 10. So we got that. Constitution. No, maybe we didn't say. I can't remember. Maybe it was somebody liked something, but I forgot what it was. on the Constitution. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I want to focus on the high school. We don't need all these open... We don't need 32 students at the moment. We only have a population of 269. There's absolutely no need for 32 students, so we're going to cut it in half. Because it also takes up to 4 more jobs, so we're going to cut it in half and only utilize 2 workers. And another thing we're going to do, guys, is research the literacy program. Now, I know it increases upkeep by 25%, but efficiency is increased by 25%, which just makes your students graduate faster, so it's less time they're in high school. But a lot of students are ages that cannot work anyways. They're children, so it doesn't really matter. I just want to go ahead and do that to get people in and out faster. It's basically just a greater, you want a high rate of return on this, or what am I trying to say here? You want a high turnover. That's the word I'm thinking of. No, not return on investment. You want a high turnover so you can get more students educated quicker by the literacy program. And the budget's not even that high anyway. It's $81 max. And we're going to cut out 2 of these jobs, so it's only going to be around half that. So anyway, we do have work modes, but we can't get these until Cold War. So we can't get the work modes until Cold War high school right here. So we're not going to worry about that. We don't have an upgrade to modern times, so there's really not much we can do with the high school once we build it. What we can do is you could hire Department of Education now, since we actually have a high school building regarding education, but none of these really matter to me. I'm not going to shift factions in this series, in this guide. I don't need increased student slots. We want people getting education. We don't need to go capitalism here. So anyway, guys, I think that's just gonna about do it. We'll go ahead and hit play, see if anything pops up. I don't want to make this too long, but we'll start seeing some people come in here. We'll check on this maybe in a minute. What do we got here?
Not today, please.
We're on way to ministry. They work here. So basically, anyone that goes to the high school, all they gotta do is just travel across here. So it's not like completely ridiculous. And we can also build some housing down here. We might throw an apartment. We're going to throw some mansions on this stretch, because if you guys remember, the beauty is still pretty good here. Yeah, at 100 beauty, which is what I like to see with mansions. So yeah, we're going to get 2 workers here soon. We'll go ahead and go to the new year. Building has no workers. I know, we just built it. It's going to take a minute to cycle through.
Did I forget something?
What is this person doing? Oh, man, I looked at high school there. I thought they were on the way to high school. But anyway, yeah, guys, we'll touch back in just a second. I'll go to the new year and we'll check trade routes. Check it every year. Check trade routes every year. And there comes our construction workers back across just to the landing. So things are looking good, guys. Next episode is going to be a big one, and it might be a little long. We got to focus on industry. And approval is perfectly fine right now. Again, we're early on in the game. There's really not a whole lot to worry about still. January, check your trade routes. What we got? No rum still. We do have canned goods. Okay, well, that's interesting. So that's actually another food source. We'll talk about that later, but we'll take that because we need to accept any imports we have, which is going to be steel. Do we have weapons or steel to export? No, we don't. So we'll just take both of those imports. I know it's at zero extra charge. I don't care. It's fine. We'll take all 3 of those. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. We'll focus... it's pretty simple. The high school's simple. We'll get 2 workers here eventually, and then we'll have up to 16 students, and we'll get those people educated and ready for bigger and better jobs. So one thing to note, we'll touch on this. Maybe I can come back to this in just a second, because I really do need to prepare. Yeah, let's hang on. We'll advance maybe just 1 more year, and we'll see what goes on. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. I was gonna talk about the students. You can look here, and yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk. Stay tuned. Okay, I was just about to hit record, and our Axis ambassador comes up with a ridiculous demand. We just built a radio station, so I am absolutely not doing that. But accept it, because I don't want to discard and take the standing hit. But we're going to accept it, and we're going to use a convincing talk on this. So let's check the broker here. We don't have any convincing... Oh, look at this. We have literacy program. This normally costs 1,000 to research. We can just spend 1,000 of our balance here, and boom, we're gonna get that research, and so that's gonna come in. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll save our knowledge and just build this up, and we'll talk about edicts and everything in another episode. But what I was wanting to show you guys here, we're not too far in advance, so I'm gonna pause it if nothing else happens. One thing that I almost misunderstood at first. Look at the ages of these high school students. 10,
I'm lost.
10, and 7. What was that?
Where'd they go?
So you when you build a high school, your students, unless you have this work mode, where is it? Labor policy. Unless you have a life's work, which may not even be the case. This is something I actually need to look into. But unless you have that work mode on, everyone that's in this high school is not able to work anyway. So you're not losing any of your workforce, which is something at first I didn't realize. I was like, okay, well, what if you have the Constitution set to a life's work? You have people that can work at the age 14, but they're 15 and they're in this high school for who knows how long. Like, you're not losing any of your workforce, so don't worry about that. These are all children, they're students. They're not working, they're just getting an education to further themselves for a better job. I mean, it's how life works. I'm not saying there's plenty of jobs that don't require education that are very, very important. But in Tropico 6, we need some people in here. We need some students. So these two are our only students so far, but that'll fill up. It'll fill up soon. And I think that's gonna be a wrap on this episode, guys. Let's put my face back in here, and hope y'all have a great day. Whatever you're doing in life, just keep doing well. Peace.